Meditation doesn't need to be painful. If it is physically painful for you to meditate, then watch this video until the end, because I'm sharing several tips that can transform your meditation practice. Hi there, meditator. Welcome to episode 14 of Master Your Mind Daily, your daily source of inspiration for all things meditation, anxiety, and personal growth. My name is Giovanni Dinstmann. I am the author of Practical Meditation and the creator of Live in There, one of the top 5 most popular meditation blogs on the web. And today we are talking about how to sit in meditation properly and comfortably so that you can meditate for as long as you wish without having physical pain. But before that, let me start with a question. On a scale from 1 to 10, how comfortable are you in meditation? Please write in the comments. And 1 would be, I'm not comfortable at all. It's very painful. And 10 would be, yes, I can sit for a very long time without any physical pain. Let me know so I know what type of advice, what type of recommendation to give you. So, let's get started. The first thing I want to say about sitting in meditation is that forget lotus and half lotus positions. I mean, unless you are a yogi, unless you are really, really trained in yoga, unless you have lived your whole life in Asia and you are used to sitting on the floor, you don't need to sit in those difficult positions. You're not going to get that much benefit from it. It's just going to be painful, and I just recommend skip them. In the beginning of my meditation journey, I used to try to sit on those difficult positions, and I went through several exercises for that, and at the end I could sit for 20 minutes on a full lotus position and it was not comfortable, and I could sit for an hour in a half lotus position, but it was also not comfortable, and I think that was not helpful for my posture. So tip number 1 is forget lotus and half lotus position. Tip number 2 is sit in a position called the Burmese position and use a cushion or a stool. I'm going to share a link in the comments to an article on Live in There that shows you how to sit in that position and the different types of stools and cushions that you can use for that. But basically, this is a position that is used very much in Zen, in the Zen Buddhism in Japan and other countries. And it's how I learned how to meditate, and I still use that position to this day. And it's very, very easy. Once you get the hang of it, it's very easy. Much easier than the other positions. Now, the third element to consider is if you have any neck injuries or back injuries, it may be difficult for you to sit in the meditation position unsupported. Because in general, the advice is sit straight and unsupported. That means not leaning on a chair, on a bed, or anything like that. And the reason why that is the advice for meditation is body and mind are connected. So the way you sit with your body will affect the way your mind is in the present moment. And in many centuries of meditation development in India, China, and Tibet, they realized that this position of sitting tall and unsupported, that's the best position to keep alert, present, and awake in your meditation practice. But if you have any neck injuries or spine injuries, it may not be possible for you to sit unsupported. If that's the case, that's okay. Just know that you're going to need a support, and just use a support that is very, very straight so that your spine is still straight even though you are leaning back. Now, if you're sitting in meditation and you're experiencing lower back pain or knee pain, then most likely you're sitting either without the right prop, or the height is wrong. So when you're sitting on a meditation cushion or on a meditation stool or bench, you want both your knees to be touching the floor, and you want your pelvis to be slightly tilted forward. And in the link that I'm going to share in the comments, all of this will be graphically explained. So if your knees are touching the floor and your pelvis is slightly tilted forward, it will be easier for you to remain straight in your spine, and there will be less reason for your lower back or your knees to hurt. So make sure you have that right height. Most likely than not, the height that you're using is not high enough. That's a very common mistake that beginners meditators make. So please check that out. And if you do, let me know in the comments if that helps you to have less pain while sitting meditation. And then finally, if you are more ambitious with your practice, if you want to do longer sessions, and by longer sessions I mean 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, first know that that's possible. Right? It's not for everyone, but if you want it, it's possible, and it has its own benefits. Now, if you want to go there, there are two things to keep in mind. First is that you're going to have to ease in to those longer sessions. You're not going to be able to just sit for a long session without any pain. That rarely happens. You're going to have to ease in. In my own case, when I started meditating around 20 years ago, I was doing 20 minutes. And little by little, I increased my practice to 1 hour. And about 3 years ago, I started increasing from 1 hour to 2 hours by increasing 1 minute a week. 1 minute a week. If you increase your practice, you will not feel much difference. It will be so gradual that your body gets used to it without complaining too much. So that's the first tip if you want to go for long meditation sessions. Ease into the practice gently. And then the second tip is that you might need to do some yoga asanas practice. You may need to prepare your body for longer sessions, especially if your lower back, your groin and your knees are stiff. You may need to do some hip opener exercises, some back bends, etc., so that you can sit in meditation for longer. And here in the book, in page 170 and 172, you will find some exercises that are helpful for that. So the purpose of this video is to tell you that you don't need to suffer your meditation practice. Sitting in meditation doesn't need to be painful. The main purpose of the meditation position is that you are straight, stable, and comfortable. You are sitting in a position that you can be in for longer periods of time without needing to move and without discomfort. So for that, you will need to use things like a meditation cushion of the right height or a meditation stool. And if you have any back and neck injuries, it may not be possible for you to sit unsupported. Then that's okay. Use a back support. You can lean in that case. Or worst case scenario, you can meditate lying down. It's not ideal, but it's possible, and it also works. Just don't suffer your meditation practice. If you need to, do some yoga asanas to get the flexibility in your body, but please don't suffer the meditation practice. Enjoy your practice. A little bit of discomfort may be there in the beginning as your body is getting used to sitting straight and unsupported, but if you have the right cushion, the right stool, the right props, if you're sitting with the right height so that your lower back is gently tilted forward, your spine is more effortlessly straight, and your knees are touching the ground, then the meditation practice should be easier on your body. So in the last few days, we talked about a few common questions and difficulties that beginner meditators face. We talked about how not to fall asleep in your practice, how not to feel discouraged in your practice, and to approach it with curiosity and joy rather than just a task that you need to tick. We talked about how to know if you're meditating correctly and if you're progressing in your practice. And today we talked about how to meditate comfortably. So if any of those questions are questions that you have, please go and check the previous videos. You can find them on the Live in There Facebook page or on the Live in There YouTube channel, and also on the blog itself. If you know of anyone who is a beginner meditator and may be helped by these videos, please share this with them or tag them in the comments. And again, I am doing these videos daily, so if you want to make sure that you don't miss any of the future episodes of Master Your Mind Daily, make sure that you like and follow the Facebook page of Live in There, or subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. I hope you found this useful. Happy growing.